Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is DJGT and welcome if you are new. Today we're going to be talking about my top 3 and quite possibly the best Star Wars games out there. Now obviously I haven't played a couple of the Star Wars games like KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2 and probably one of the Dark Forces games like Sith Mysteries I think it's called. So that means that they will not be on the list. I'm talking, it is a subjective view that I have on these games, and you have to, you know, these games that I'm talking about are absolutely incredible, modded or unmodded, by the way. They're all in the same category, dependent, it doesn't matter if it's modded or not. You can have the vanilla or the normal game being as good, even, you know, without modding. So the 3 games that we're going to be talking about today is, number 1, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, done in 2003. There's a sequel to the Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast game with Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors. And the second one that we're going to be talking about is Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the video game, which is, you know, out in 2005 when Revenge of the Sith came out. I'm not sure if it was actually released before or after the movie. And the third game that we're going to be talking about is The Force Unleashed, where you play as Darth Vader's secret apprentice, Starkiller, or Galen Marek, the first Galen in Star Wars, supposedly. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we're going to jump into our first game that we mentioned, which is Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. Now the base game on its own, it takes place after Return of the Jedi, where Luke is, you know, putting up his order. He's, you know, trying to rebuild all the things that had gone wrong with the old Jedi Order, and they are on Yavin 4, in the old Basasi temples. And basically, the Imperial remnants come in. They attack your character and your character's friends, and well, you get knocked out, and then you're confronted by Luke Skywalker. It's the combat engine for this game is pretty good if you use it tactically, which you can pretty much go through the majority of the game just flailing your lightsaber around without, you know, any sort of direction at all. It's actually laughable. Like, you can just go, you can just keep clicking. It doesn't matter what direction you're flinging. You're just going to kill the majority of the people anyway, because I think there's only 2 or 3 actual advanced classes or characters that actually pose a minor threat to you at all. Like even in the last part of the campaign where you, spoiler alert, fight Marka Ragnos. Re-embodied Marka Ragnos. Like, that is incredibly easy. I did a bounty hunter run. Well, that's what I'd call it, but basically we weren't allowed to use lightsabers at all. It was even fairly easy then, and we were on hard difficulty, I think it was. And then when we went on to the final mission, like, it was absolutely impossible to do it without a lightsaber. So obviously we had to do it, and we completed it in like 30 seconds. So lightsabers for the win in that game. It is praised as having one of the best lightsaber combat systems in the entirety of, well, the plethora of Star Wars games that have been released. In terms of realism, I'd say not. In terms of feeling like a Jedi and feeling like, you know, you've got a mastery of it, it depends how you use it. But yes, it is a very, very fun lightsaber engine. On to the next game that we mentioned. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, absolutely phenomenal game. It takes place, you know, in Revenge of the Sith. You go through the entirety of the story of the 3rd Star Wars film in the prequel trilogy. You go through it, you go from Coruscant, you go Utapau, you go Jedi Temple during the Great Jedi Purge. You go Mustafar. There's so many different places that you're able to go to, but the main key point in this is the lightsaber combat. Holy crap, it is amazing. The main level that you would want to test this in is, I think it's level 11, The Hunt Begins, and it's when you go into the Jedi Temple and you actually fight some semi-decent, you know, Jedi. They got their lightsabers, force powers. I think the only annoying one, realistically, is a massive Jedi brute who looks a bit like a Nogri. If any of you guys have read any of the Thrawn trilogies or played Empire at War, or read any of the comics or whatever the hell, and they're really hard. But ultimately, the Revenge of the Sith video game literally has the best lightsaber system. It makes you feel like a Jedi. You stab it, and you know, you properly thrust into it. It locks you into an animation, and you slide the guy off your lightsaber, and they just flop to the ground. You also get to, you know, kill clone troopers and, you know, cut off their limbs and stuff. You're able to do that with the other two aforementioned games, with Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and The Force Unleashed. But with the Revenge of the Sith video game, I feel like it's a bit more. It feels more realistic when you actually do it, even though there are predetermined animations and there's no, you know, there's no RNG with it. It's literally you cut and whoops, his arm's off. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith video game is brilliant. It came out on PS2 and Game Boy, I do believe. If you want to play it on PC, I will link a emulator down below and probably a you know, an instruction manual or something, so that you guys can understand how to download this, well, excellent game. Revenge of the Sith, the video game, like even the final levels, like you fight ships, you have like lightsaber throw, you have complete you know, controllability of force powers. You chuck things at people, you've got explosive barrels, you fight droids, super battle droids, B3 battle droids, you fight Nemoidians, or how do you say that? Nuke gunray species anyway. You get to slaughter the Separatist Council, and you get to see how Poggle the Lesser gets completely slammed upside a door, whereas in the movie it's a lot worse than that. You literally get bloody half bisected up, like diagonally, and the screech, Jesus, not very good. It took me a couple of years to find out where he actually died in the movie. It's horrific. But yeah, the Revenge of the Sith is an incredibly good Star Wars game. There's so much different things that you could do. It's got an inclusive story. It follows a proper, you know, free-flowing storyline, and it goes together with the best Star Wars movie ever released. So yeah, and the third game that we're going to be talking about is The Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed, Galen Marek, Dark Side Assassin. The first level you play as Darth Vader. It's pretty fun whilst you're playing with him, because he, you know, he's got the force choke. He can launch Wookiees everywhere. You can literally just stand there whilst a bunch of Wookiees come round and, you know, they're trying to attack you. You can just keep flinging them off the edge with the Force. It's the same thing with the main game as well. There's a Jedi Temple mission where basically there's an unlimited amount of jump troopers who come down, and you could just keep flinging them into statues and causing unparamounted amount of destruction. It's the same thing with another part of that mission, the same mission, where there is an uncontrollable amount of training droids that come at you to try and kill you. And it's incredible, because there is a ability in the game which is called Force Repulse, I think it is, which basically you jump up, do a Wakanda Forever thing, and you explode, you know, out with Force energy. You know, everyone dies effectively. And with the lightsaber combat in the game, you know, fighting Vader, fighting Imperial Senate guards and Royal guards, I'd say that it's very fulfilling, not as fulfilling as the Revenge of the Sith one, because even though there are still predetermined and predestined animations, I still believe Revenge of the Sith to be, well, just a better overall game out of all of these different Star Wars games. Like, I would have put Star Wars Battlefront 2 up here, but ultimately, for what the game is, it's literally point and shoot, kill this guy. But with Revenge of the Sith, there is the combat engine is so much deeper. It's the same thing with The Force Unleashed. The Jedi Academy one is a bit, you know, it's a bit lower than the others, but it's still a fairly enjoyable game if you add in the Movie Duels 2 mod, where you are able to play custom-made missions from Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, and during the Rise of the Empire era, where you get to play as Galen Marek. And some of the missions from this game are inspired by Revenge of the Sith, they're inspired by the Clone Wars video game, they're inspired by the Force Unleashed game as well, and you get to play all these different missions. And I think this trifecta, this triumvirate of games is the peak of Star Wars. If I were to rank them specifically, I would most definitely say Revenge of the Sith is at the top. I would then go The Force Unleashed, if we're talking vanilla, as in the normal game without any mods. And then I'd say Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, unmodded. But if you add mods into the mix, then it'd be Revenge of the Sith, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy modded, and then The Force Unleashed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been DJGT. Please like, share, and subscribe. Really do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you guys have any thoughts, opinions about my list, about my reasoning for the list, then please do go ahead and recommend stuff that you'd want me to do in the future. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and may the Force be with you always.